In your brief and precious existence, what do we fear the most? The end. The certainty that everything we know will one day unravel? The very notion of extinction haunts us, a silent shadow over the spectacle of life. We look up at the night sky, at the steady and imposing glow of the stars, and seek in them an illusion of eternity. They are cosmic beacons, celestial anchors in an ocean of darkness. But what if even these pillars of light have an expiration date? What if the light that guides us is only the echo of a flame already extinguished? The universe, in its relentless vastness, does not care about our desire for permanence. It weaves and unweaves, creates and destroys, with an indifference that can be both terrifying and liberating. Stars are born in nurseries of gas and dust, live for millions or billions of years, and then, inevitably, die. But the question that truly echoes in the void is not whether they will die, but what remains when the stars die. What does the cosmos keep from these celestial ruins? The answer lies in a tapestry of cosmic destinies, where the end of one is the beginning of something unimaginable. Prepare yourself to gaze into the shadows left behind by the greatest lights. To understand what remains, we must first grasp the magnitude of what is lost. Imagine our sun. A common star, medium-sized, a nuclear furnace burning hydrogen for nearly 5 billion years. Its light and heat sustain life on this small blue dot we call home. But the sun is just one among hundreds of billions of stars in our galaxy, the Milky Way. If each star were a grain of sand, the Milky Way would be an entire beach stretching 100,000 light-years from end to end, a number so vast the human mind can barely comprehend it. And the Milky Way, in turn, is not unique. It is just one among billions of galaxies in the observable universe, each one a mind-bending cluster of stars, gas, dust, and dark matter. There are more stars in the universe than grains of sand on all the beaches of Earth. Think about that. Every point of light you see in the night sky, each of those billions of suns is on its own journey, its own cycle of life and death. Some are blue giants that burn out in 1,000,000 years, others are red dwarfs that will flicker for trillions, but all without exception come to an end. On that cosmic scale, the life of a star is a blink of an eye, a fleeting note in the symphony of deep time. And when that note falls silent, what remains is not emptiness, but the seeds of a new reality, the echoes of an existence that will shape the future of the very fabric of space-time. The death of a star is not an absolute end, but a violent metamorphosis, a rebirth in forms that defy our earthly comprehension. So what emerges from the ashes of a dying sun? The answer is more frightening and more fundamental than the light that was lost. When a massive star, many times greater than our sun, consumes all its fuel, its final dance is a spectacle of annihilation. The core collapses under its own gravity, imploding with a force that transcends any earthly catastrophe. The result? Not a void, but one of the most extreme and mysterious entities in the cosmos. A black hole. A black hole is not merely a void, it is a point in space-time where gravity is so intense that nothing, not even light, can escape. It is the essence of apparent non-existence, a cosmic abyss that distorts the very reality around it. Everything that once was the grand star is crushed into a singularity of infinite density. Consider the horror and magnificence, an invisible object with the mass of millions of suns drifting through space, devouring everything in its path. And if the star isn't massive enough to form a black hole, its end is equally brutal, though different. It may collapse into a neutron star, a body so dense that a single teaspoon of its material would weigh billions of tons. Entire cities compressed into a sphere just a few kilometers across, spinning at incredible speeds, with magnetic fields trillions of times stronger than Earth's. But the most profound revelation is not just the bizarre form these deaths take. It's what they leave behind that is essential to our existence. The violence of these stellar explosions, the supernovae that give rise to black holes and neutron stars, is the only way that heavy elements, the building blocks of life, are forged and scattered throughout the universe. The iron in your blood, the calcium in your bones, the oxygen you breathe, All of it was born in the hearts of massive stars and hurled into the cosmos in their dying agony. We are quite literally dust from dead stars. Yes, we are made of dust from dead stars. Every atom in us, except for hydrogen and a small portion of helium, was forged in the heart of a star and scattered in its final agony. This is not a truth to diminish our existence, but to magnify it. In the vast and indifferent cosmos, where galaxies collide and suns fade, the miracle is not the scale, but consciousness. The indifference of the universe is paradoxically the source of our freedom. If the cosmos doesn't care, then it is we who give it meaning. Our brief flame of consciousness, lit for a cosmic instant, is capable of contemplating this vastness and trying to understand it. We are the dust that not only exists, but observes, questions, and feels. That capacity for reflection, that tiny spark in an endless abyss, is our greatest triumph. We are not lost. We are connected. The same energy that gave rise to nebulas and quasars pulses in our veins. The laws that govern the collapse of a star are the same that allow the formation of the molecules that make up our bodies. The darkness and violence of the universe do not annihilate us. They gave us birth. And by understanding this connection, by accepting our smallness in such a grand scenario, we find a singular dignity, that of being part of something immense without being defined by its immensity. The death of stars is not the end, but the condition for our beginning, a never-ending cycle of destruction and creation that includes us. We are heirs to this cosmic cycle of stellar births and deaths. We walk upon the remains of celestial titans, and the same material that composes a quasar pulses within our own hearts. This perspective of our origin in the dust of extinct suns frees us from triviality. It reminds us that, amid the universal indifference, the mere existence of our consciousness is a phenomenon of incalculable beauty and rarity. Every breath, every thought, every emotion is an echo of the energy that shaped galaxies. We are not insignificant. We are the conscious manifestation of a universe in constant transformation. The death of stars is not merely an astronomical event. It is the saga of our own creation, written into the DNA of every cell. And so when you look up at the night sky, at those points of light that will one day fade, and at the darkness that already holds the remains of other stellar lives, the final question is not about what remains in the cosmos. The question now is for you, who breathes and exists in this brief and precious instant of awareness. In the face of this truth, what will you do with your piece of stardust?